Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night already for the messages of love from above. And as always, super excited to see what messages come through from above for all of us. Before we get started into the readings, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me, I more than welcome that. Whether you're watching this on replay or live, we can all join together in this moment, whenever that moment is outside of space and time, to multiply this beautiful love out to the world because the world could always use more love, right? So I'm going to take a big deep breath and just come back to right here, right now. Just let that love flow down into our heart and fill us up and overflow out to the planet. And if you yourself are in need of unconditional love in this moment for your heart, for your mind, your body, for a loved one, a situation, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that and giving me this space to do that. So thank you so very much. And before we get started into the readings, just a couple quick announcements. We had the weekly energy updates come out for this following week, and it is all about what messages does the soul, the higher being of Saint Valentine, that character that was upon the earth, what is their higher self? What message around love do they have for you? And then next Sunday is my birthday, and my guardian angel wanted to give each individual zodiac sign a special little birthday card message as well. So if you want to check those out, here's the link to the playlist for those. Also, earlier this week, I put out the new video for the next giveaway, which is going to be on my birthday. And so, if you want to enter the drawing to see if you can win a 30-minute personal recorded reading, and depending on how many comments I get, I might even add in a 45-minute and a 1 hour personal recorded reading. So check out that video to see how you sign up for that and get into the drawing if that floats your boat there. Also, of course, we've entered, here we are the fourth day into February already. I have a feeling this year is going to fly by like last year. But the monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign for February are out too. So that's the link for that. And lastly, well, maybe not lastly, but we also started Aquarius season back around the 20th of January. So there was a wonderful pick a card for that for everyone. And you have a choice between four or more if you want to choose more than one of those pick a cards. But all of you Aquarius Sun babies, fellow Aquarius Sun babies, there's a special, of course, birthday reading for all of you included there. And then lastly, we also had a special pick a card that came out, which was really cool. I like what they did with this one. It's messages for the heart from your spirit and from the shadow. And it's this multiple choice pick a card where for the messages from spirit, you have a choice between 1, 2, and 3. And then for the messages about your heart from your shadow self, you have option A, B, and C. So it's like this combo multiple choice kind of pick a card. So I was pretty tickled with how they did that, and I really enjoyed it. All right. So let me bust out and pop out the chat here so I can see it better, and we will get into the readings. Hope everyone had an amazing day or amazing night, wherever you're at in the world. I had a wonderful day. The full moon, right out my window here, I'm like on the kind of almost the basement. I have like this much of, there's a window that goes to the outside. and I saw the full moon rising. So beautiful, beautiful full moon. Of course, we had the full moon in Leo tomorrow. Also included in that weekly energy updates is last week's readings that talked about the full moon and what you can do to use this full moon Leo energy for unveiling and releasing some things. So you can check that out if you want to know more about that energy too. Um, so that is what we have there. And hey, everybody, good to see everyone. Um, and a special shout out to Hogwarts, and I forget the last part of your name, but it's your first part is Hogwarts. I remember that, of course. But they had asked about Cash App, and for the Cash App, I think it was, what is it called? Tag, the Cash App tag. And I researched that in between there. And so I've replaced it, to make a donation to prioritize your reading. You can do it by Venmo, Cash Apps, Square, or PayPal, in addition to the super chat down below. And but the Cash App, if you're in, I actually signed up for Cash App instead of having it going through Square, which is even better because they have no fees. So I like that. That means the whole donation comes to me rather than a percentage. So I thank you for that, Hogwarts, because that actually benefits the bruddaZEN sending out of love. So thank you for that. So as I was mentioning here, if you're new to my channel and new to these readings, for the free readings, all you have to do is put it in the chat. If you want to put your specific question, or if you don't want your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. And I go down in order from the top to the bottom, first come, first serve for the free readings. And then if you do make a donation, then I do honor that energy exchange and I step outside of the free readings. I prioritize those, complete them, and then go back in line and continue moving down the list. So that's how we go about this, and we will get started. I actually did have a donation just come through. So let me just take a look here. All right. Thank you so much for your donation. And yes, June, thank you. Sometimes the name on PayPal doesn't match up, and I'm like, that's you. I know that's you. So thank you so much for your donation. So we will jump to your question. Let me just lower this a little bit. Actually, let me just move this up a little bit so I can see. There we go. And so you want to know what you can do to increase the chance to get your book published. So we'll take a look there. And I assume you mean like because you're self-publishing it, I believe, right? But you're wanting to know how can you get it actually published from a publisher? Let's take a look here and see what advice Spirit has for you here. And what else, please? Okay. So you took it off of Amazon. All right. So first you have the Two of Pentacles coming in here, which this is the balancing of the heavens with the earth. It's really looking at I feel like the motivation behind publishing the book. The Knight of Wands is all about the movement. It's fast movement. But it's all about the quest of the Ace of Wands here, and this has to do with focusing on where we invest our energy, right? Whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. But with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like they're saying really look into the energy of, are you wanting to share with the world? And is that your motivation, or is it just motivation for the coin? What is it? There can be a balance between the two. Obviously, in anything that we do, we need to eat, and we would like to have, energy exchange of what you're giving, you would like to receive back as well. And you have the chariot card. So both of these are about movement. And I feel like when you kind of come into an alignment of your energy of what you're wanting to achieve with the book and become clear in it, then, this does, have movement, have victory that does move things along. But there's this, the devil card and the five of swords. The Five of Swords. Swords are thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, attitudes, expectations, and the Devil card is about the rattling and the shaking of our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets of what has been created from, all this supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, expectations that we have had poured into us throughout our life that make us feel restricted and trapped and keep us feeling, small in this way. So there is this shaking and this rattling of thoughts and perspectives and mindsets around the publishing of the book. And I feel like that once you get into the nitty gritty, once you're really understanding what your deep truth is, what your deep desire is to achieve with being an author and with publishing these, is this in alignment with um, what you have, desires and all of that with the world. So I really feel like that's what's coming in here. The big thing is this balancing of the heavens with the earth and understanding what the motivations are, because when we're living our dream, when we are truly expressing the passion within our heart, our high heart, of what we want to accomplish, then we live in the moment. We live in the dream, right? It's the creation process, the unfolding of it that rules over our moments. But when we get out of balance, that Two of Pentacles, which is this up and down and this ebb and flow that we have, we have this kind of um, we get into the fears, and anyone, we're all human, so this happens to all of us. This ebb and this flow, where we're enjoying, like even with myself, with enjoying doing lives and creating readings and doing all this stuff, and but then the mind starts to go, why? How can I grow? How can I do more? How can I, and then we get drawn into all of that stuff, and then we're like, okay, let's go here and let's move back into my why. We get drawn into the what and the how and the outcomes, and the human is all concerned with it. And then we're like, okay, why am I freaking out? Why am I being drawn that way? And it's like, oh, it's because that's what we've been taught. So that's all the devil and the Five of Swords energy. And then it's like, okay, let me go back into why am I doing this and why do I want to achieve it? It's not for fame. It's not for all this money. It's not for everything else. It's like what is truly in your heart. And so I feel like that's what they're saying. How can you increase the chance for your book to be published? It's return to your why. Return to why am I doing this? Because that's when the passion returns and you go with the flow of having things unfold instead of us, getting caught up in the when and the how and the outcomes and those things. So I feel like that's what spirit has for you right now, Dune. I know. It's our patience of waiting for things, but we can ask the universe the what and allow them to bring the how and the when and all of that, knowing we can trust that whatever unfolds is for our highest experience. But the shaking and the rattling is what's happening right now. Is like, okay, well, what are my expectations? Let me get back to my why. So I like that for you, Dune. So that is what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you there. All right. Hey, Madeline. So I did get your PayPal next. So you are up next for the next donation reading. So thank you for your donation. And I do see your question here. So work, work. Will it get any better from where it is at right now? And for everyone that's asking if you can get on the list, uh, how it works is um, asking your question within the chat is how you get on the list. I just go in order for the free readings from first come, first serve. When anyone ever makes a donation, I do step out of the free readings, complete those to honor the energy exchange, and then I go back in order and go down the list. So that's how that works. So thank you guys for asking, and we will continue here. So let's take a look here. I'm using my new Star Tarot, which is a birthday present to myself, and I absolutely love these. They're in my top 5. I can't say they're my favorite because then my other cards get jealous. So I keep them all guessing and tell them it's in the top 5. All right, let's take a look here. I like what I'm seeing so far here, Madeline. Okay. And what else? Whoa. All right. So we do have the 10 of Pentacles coming in here, which is a great card about things getting better because the 10 of Pentacles is about abundance, overflowing, fullness, completeness in the outside world. So it does feel, this is the outside world, right? So this is your work getting better and feeling like it's abundant and full that's coming in. You have the Emperor too, which the Emperor is about this very much this kind of Aries, fiery energy of you taking control of your work life. When I think it was one of my oracle decks, it has like an Emperor that says it's all about stepping into your power where you're your boss and you're not to be bossed by others, and it's like someone walking into an emperor's throne room and telling the emperor that today you're going to be a stable hand and you're going to, you know, horse manure all day. And the emperor to be like, excuse me? No, I'm the one that decides. And I kind of feel like it's something when I used to manage in corporate life, I would tell a lot of, representatives and direct reports and stuff. I'm like, you are your own manager. You get to decide. Everyone else are just highly paid administrators that help you on your path, but you are the one that owns your work experience and what you will take and what you won't take. And I love that. I know sometimes we can have fear. It's almost like being in an abusive relationship, right? Where we're afraid to leave it because I don't think I'll find love or find another job. But it's like, you know what? I don't I don't want to put up with this and I don't have to. I'm going to start looking around and see what I have that's available out there. We also can look at you know um I used to be like, well, every job I go to, just they're so nitpicky and they're this and they're that and they're that. And I realized wherever I go, there I am. And so I started looking, go, ooh, how am I nitpicky? How am I toxic to myself? And I started to realize that a lot of our jobs too they're a mirror for us. And we can look at what is going on there that I can change within me. You know, there can be it's our thoughts and our beliefs. There really aren't toxic people or toxic situations. We just have toxic thoughts about situations and people. And when we start to look at that and go, okay, how can I change this? How can I transform this? Because we have the Two of Wands, which does bring in wonderful, wonderful power and look, victory. But it really shows us that whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. So, when we focus on what we don't like in life, what we don't want to have in our life anymore, what we feel is missing, or what we fear will come in or leave our lives, that grows and that expands. That's how powerful we are, right? And so there's this wonderful transformation that happens in situations that when I start focusing on what I'm grateful for and what I do want to have come in my life, focusing on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, all that grows and this shrinks. So there is this ability of stepping into your power, especially with both the Emperor and the Two of Wands, is focusing on what you want, stepping into your power that no one can tell you where you have to work, what you have to do. We just are like, you know what? I don't. Bye. That's the power that comes in here and the power that we get to grow and expand what we want, which then does bring us into a wonderful feeling of overflowing, right? Like our world is abundant and full because I'm not at the whim of anyone else. And we can be scared of, well, what if I can't find another job? Well, you can go look for another job without quitting the one that you're in. That's the responsible thing to do. Sometimes we don't even have to do that. We're like, bye, I'll find something and we go get a job somewhere else the same day, even if it's a temporary kind of stepping stone before you go and get what you want. But there's this freedom I feel that's coming in here because you do have this balancing energy with the temperance card, which is about patience. Things will unfold. The tempering, going back and forth between the two cups here, is about as things go back and forth. There's this things are transforming, things are changing here. So I feel it will get better, but I feel it gets better because of you taking charge of your energy, where you're investing it, and what you will and what you won't put up with anymore. You're realizing that, you know what? I'm not a servant. I am a human being and I get to decide what I want to do. One of the powerful things in our life is when we realize I never have to do anything I don't want to do. I have to, of course, deal with the fallout from what am willing and or not willing to do, but I don't have to. And when we change that to um, I have to go to work today to I could go to work today. Again, we step into this power. And I feel like, Madeline, there's this big, change of, this power that you're stepping into and going, I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired of putting up with everyone's crap, and you're like, I don't have to. I am going to live the life I want. You're going to step onto your emperor throne and make some beautiful decisions. So I really like this for you. It's very empowering, and I'm glad, you know, uh, you know that this is being brought into your life right now on purpose for a purpose because it's time. It's time for you to step up and shine as the empress, as the emperor. So I like it for you. But that's what they have for you, Madeline. So hang in there and power. I like it. All right. And that's what they have for you. I do have another reading. You are very welcome. Coming up here and ES. Thank you so much. Hello. Thank you for your donation. Greatly appreciate that. And so your question is on the emails. Let me see here. All right. Oh, I know, right? You are not alone. What are our challenges? What advice does Spirit have for you? I know sometimes it feels like no matter what we do, it just doesn't want to leave us. So let's take a look here and see what advice Spirit has for you. All right. Let's see what we have. Okay. So your first card coming up here, let me just click this so I can see this better. There we go. Is the Temperance card. We just had this and it came flying right back out. And I really like this energy because what it is telling us is it's balancing out of life. There's this patience and this trusting things will unfold and things will move forward. And what I and you also, I mean, you also have the Seven of Pentacles, which is about patience and takes time for things to unfold. And when we put pressure around, the outcomes and all that in our lives, that actually takes us into a place of fear. And when we are in a place of fear, it's amazing how our body, when it goes into this fight or flight mode, and in our day and age, we don't have a whole lot of like true fears. Like we're not afraid a lion's gonna, walk into our neighborhood and maul us. Usually, not most of us, right? So we don't have these physical monsters. It's more the emotional monsters that keep us in this perpetual state of fight or flight, this fear, this anxiety in our life. And what happens to our physical bodies when that happens is a variety of things. You can Google fight or flight, mode impact on body. You can see it all over the internet because, of course, I'm no doctor, but I've researched and read a lot up on it. Where you can find that out there, where our immune system shuts down, our digestive system shuts down. All this adrenaline floods our body to hold on to things, to fight and to flee, and so it goes into all this. Um, it kind of like shuts down a lot of our systems because it's supposed to be temporary to get us back to safety and away from danger. But uh, with the emotional monsters that are all over the place, we all were triggering by what we see on TV and what we witness here and there and everywhere else. We're just inundated with all this fear, emotional monsters that keep us perpetually in and out and in and out and in and out. So I feel like one of the things that Spirit is saying that can help with this impact on your body is to try to find ways to be out of fear more and more and more and more. And I see that here with you've got the king and the queen of wands here. So this is the fire, the passion, the drive, the ambition, stepping into your power. They both have the ace of wands here, and the king of wands balances the fire with mind, and the queen balances the fire with emotion. So mind and emotion. What are we doing? What kind of steps can we take to have less fear? With that ace of wands, I was just talking about how we have so much power about where we focus our energy in each moment. And when I first became aware of our being pulled out into fear over and over and over again. Actually, one of the things that they're bringing back to my memory that really helped me was I put a vibrating alarm on my phone that was every hour during my waking hours, not when I was sleeping, but during my waking hours, that would just say, breathe, come back to now. And every hour it would, bzz, and I'd be like, what? Who's calling me? What am I? And I'm like, oh, that's right. I'd take a deep breath and come back out of the fear chaotic world and come to a place of calm to 5 minutes later be drawn back out into that world, because it's there. And then another, oh, here, let me come back. It taught me to keep coming back, where eventually less and less it was not as quick that I'd get drawn out into the world of fear. And it really started helping my body. And actually, regarding weight loss and things like that, people were like, "Why are you losing weight? Are you okay?" They thought I was sick because as I was becoming calmer, my body, my metabolism, everything, my digestion, my nervous system, everything, my body started working to its highest, in its highest perfect ways, which is an amazing healing machine when it's on all the time, but instead of keep turning it off where it wasn't working to its best. So I really like that for you, because you also have the Four of Cups, which talks about emotions, and it allows us, when we're looking into the outside world here, which is these three cups, where we're looking for our emotional fulfillment out in the outside world. And this is what we're taught, right? Relationships, situations, and things are supposed to fill us up emotionally, but do they? No. It's like, Chinese food, American Chinese food anyway. We eat it, and an hour later we're hungry again. It's not fulfilling. And sometimes we do get into, this um, desperation to fill ourselves up from the outside world because it just isn't fulfilling, which can lead to, you know, um, emotional eating is what a lot of us end up doing because it's one of the few things we feel we're in control of. What goes into our mouth, everything else feels, out of control. Yeah, exactly. Inner peace. This is turning inward. Look at meditation, breathing, but it's this Ace of Cups. The Four of Cups is about emotional stability. And we find that by turning inward and upward to this chalice, this holy grail, which is full of the unconditional love of the higher realms. So there is this beauty that we find, this secure, stable, beautiful emotional fulfillment that comes by turning inward and upward. So, there's a lot of this that's coming in here. And you have the Six of Pentacles, which does talk about our this giving and receiving, and part of the emotional awareness is looking back going, some of our anxiety comes from um, our exchange rate of giving what we feel we have to give in the world, and that's where some of our anxiety comes in. So much of us have this codependency challenge because when we're younger, like usually 7 years old and younger, we have to do so much to get attention and to get love from people because we're such a busy society. And our parents, our grandparents, our bosses, our teachers, all these people that we were trying to get love from, there was this extreme things we had to do to get a little bit back. And so when we're younger, we get this out of balanced exchange rate where we have to overgive to get something back. And that's part of all this emotional, upheaval in our life because that goes down into our subconscious is running down there. And we're like, I'm exhausting myself trying to give so much to everyone else to just to be able to receive a little bit back. And so we're exhausted. We don't exercise. We don't want to take the time to eat certain ways, and maybe we binge because we're depriving ourselves because of there's all this emotional out of balance of what you feel you have to get to receive. So this wonderful turning inward for this unconditional love and really looking back going, why am I feeling this way, also helps transform that. So I like it. So that is what they have for you, ES. Hopefully that helps and brings a little bit of in there, but you're not alone, trust me. So many, many blessings, June. Thank you again so much for your donation. It's greatly appreciated. All right. And thank you, Dune, for your second donation. I really appreciate that. And you argued with your children. That never happens. And who live abroad. And what consequences has it had? You're very welcome. Yes. Thank you so much. Let's take a look here, Dune, and see what the argument about money. Yeah, it's one of the top reasons we argue with everyone, right? So let's take a look here. All right. So these three here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's has huge. Oh. The argument, the impact, the Four of Swords is coming in, which is peace of mind. It's like spirit saying, just have peace of mind about it. Things do balance out here with the Two of Pentacles. Then the heat of the moment, the argument, after you're off the phone or off of, FaceTime, whatever, however you had it, they're like things balance out. They are recommending here though to really look at where what trigger spawned the argument. What side of your side triggered you to feel like you had to um, you know, um, have a battle around thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, because that's what the swords are about. They're usually sleeping on an ace of swords, and the other three swords are in this heart. It's usually a heart with three swords stuck in it, which is about, we have our supposed to, our should, our need to, our have to, our must that we were given, are all these opinions of how things are supposed to be and should be and need to be, all these restrictions, and we feel we have to defend them. And so when someone else is not um, accepting and taking on our small t truth that's rooted really in these fears of losing conditional love and of all these outcomes we fear, when someone else isn't accepting it and doing it, we're like, well, you have to, out of fear. We jump in and we attack, and you must do what I am telling you to be safe, because we're feeling unsafe, we're feeling out of control, and so we push it on someone else, and they also have their own, and then they try to push it on you. And when we have differing opinions and we're both fighting to prove that our opinion is more true than your opinion, and we can be right, or we can have love between each other. We get to decide, right? And so there's this balancing, that's coming in. It's like, what is most important, to be right or to have love flowing between each other? When we realize, is what I'm saying really absolutely what needs to be done? Opinion. They might have a different opinion. And I really like this. They have the Eight of Cups, which is leaving behind the emotions that don't serve you anymore and moving more towards something that is more fulfilling. And, I know as I get older, things that used to matter, yeah, the list of things that matter is down to like five instead of 500, as we, whittle them down over time, of going, how important is it for me to be right? And it's like, it's not. We prefer to have smooth love flowing between people rather than me beating someone down to where they, uncle, I give up, you're right, but then you lose the battle, you know what I mean? So or is it that we win the battle but we lose the war? But I feel like there's not a huge amount of consequences from it. Like, you're not going to have a whole lot of um, uh, whatever they call it, um, flashback or whatever they call it, whenever there's an explosion and you don't have a whole lot that comes that way. I kind of feel like it's normal, you know. Here and there, you guys argue over things, but then you guys make up, and you're like, you're not so uh, they just know that about each other, but I feel like there can be this change as you look at it and go, what is most important? And the next time things come up and you don't attack, and you're like, oh, I see where you're coming from. Well, I love you guys, because you're choosing love over being right. And they're like, are you okay? I feel like there's this change that also allows them to be in this more vulnerable and open hearted relationship with you. So I like it for you. Um, definitely, it's an opportunity to look at those small t truths and how adamant you are about being right. So I like it for you, Dune. So hang in there. And again, thank you so much for your donation. That's what they have for you right now. Right. Hey, Eliza, thank you so much for your donation. And you want to know, what's the real connection between R and you? Is it your soulmate? Is it your destined partner for this lifetime? Why are you so attached to him? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. It's not about me understanding, right? The messages that come through are from your spirit and what they want you to know right now, right? for your journey, for your wonderful journey here. Let's see what we have here. So, what's this connection about? I know because it is like it is such a strong I want like earlier when we were talking about their like obsession, it's like I just can't get it off my mind, right? It's like, so what is this? Why? Why? Tell me why. All right. Let me see what these other cards were here too. Oh well. All right. All right. So, I'm not getting like am I getting any cups in here? Yeah, I do have cups here. Okay. Um this draw, let's talk about this. So, we've got the 8 of cups, which is about leaving behind emotions that no longer serve, and the 4 of pentacles, which is about stability in your outside world, but you also have the 9 of swords. I feel like the combination of all these together are telling a story of security, of old emotions from your past that have these fears, this underlying, the fears of losing conditional love, the fears of being like out of um, just abandonment, these feelings of being left um, um, alone, which is what abandonment is, but it just feels like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be left out. And it really comes back here. We'll talk about the past here in a moment, but it's like this underlying subconscious um, energy that's coming in here that you're wanting. It's about stability, 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 and it's really coming from this place of like your inner child. So I feel like there's this draw, this subconscious draw. I don't feel like there's this I don't feel like twin flame soul partner type of thing. I feel like it's more of a stepping stone. Like they're here to be a mirror for you to see things, to release things. And the reason I say that is because you do have the 6 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups is about the past and nostalgia, looking back in your earlier life. And I feel like there was something that um, really, when you're younger, like and this will be your emotional body, like 7 years old and younger, that there was these feelings of abandonment. And usually, I mean, if it's a male that we're attracted to, then that's going to be probably the one that made us feel that way in one way or another, because you have this 6 that is about reflecting back. And the Ace of Pentacles is about looking at your worth in relation to that. The Ace of Pentacles is about a new way of looking at your worth, but this is what has come in because of the past. So I feel like they are, and especially if they're older than you, I almost feel like there's this fatherly, secure, it's like you wanted that so much and you didn't have that. And that's why it's such a strong draw. They just have this um, rooted connection. I don't know if they remind you of like your grandfather or father, not like in their age, but in their personality. There's something that just reminds you so much of what you wanted when you were younger and you didn't have it. That is such this draw. Because not only do you have that 6 and that ace, you have this 6 and this ace. So there is this kind of overlay that's happening here, between this 6 and this 6 and this ace, which the purpose, this draw, this mirror, they are destined to be this mirror for you right now. And you can't get away from it because it's your soul that is wanting you to look at this, your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, your expectations. around who you are, what you are supposed to have and supposed to need. And, it's this bubbling of all this stuff that's happening underneath the surface. But the Ace of Swords is here to help you move from your old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, to move from choppy waters to calmer waters. And it has to do, it really coming in here, with removing those two sixes, you come into this place of connecting to a higher way of looking at yourself in relation to the outside world and cutting away these small t truths. It's all these it's like this infrastructure that you created when you were younger because you hated how you felt abandoned, you hated how you felt um almost punished in ways. And so you created a lot of rules that I don't want to feel that way ever again. And so there's all this construction of things to keep that away from you. And then the praise you did get, the attention you did get, you created a bunch of rules around so I could get more of that. And so there's the structure of all these rules that have caged you in. And that's what, this Ace of Swords is doing. It's cutting away. You're having this heightened awareness of who you really are. This is more rooted in the higher truths, the capital T truths of how you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things from above. And that truth is replacing all these small t truths that you had before that you did create as a child, which would be all these, you know, things that make you feel this way. And it's releasing you. You're going through this release, but it's like there's this um, shaking up. And this is what's happening. That's why it's been taking a long time for them. They're like tied up in this relationship, and it's something that you want that you can't have. And it's reminding you of this from the past, too. Well, you have the Queen of Wands here, which would be um, you and the Knight of Pentacles, which is someone that is in the outside world, someone who is secure, someone who has this wholeness, this completeness, again, the safety that is coming in here. And I feel like this is the message that they have with you here. I would really take the time to look into that, Eliza, because I mean it's a very strong message that's coming through. Um, you know, all of us of course as human children never had the perfect parents that were always there giving us all the unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, unconditional attention and time when we're younger. But I feel like this is the draw that you have for them is because they're bringing you in this security that you in some way somehow didn't feel that you had when you were younger. And this will be your emotional body. And a lot of it can be subconscious and unconscious. And that's why it's impacting us. And we're like, I don't know why I'm drawn to this. Well, if we're not aware of why, then it's not our conscious, it's our subconscious, our unconscious. So if there's ways that you have that you use to access your subconscious, if you have a favorite way, do that. Sometimes it's like writing with your non-dominant hand, asking, with your right hand the question of your child self, your unconscious, your subconscious, and then use your non-dominant hand to answer it. Or there's a variety of ways that you can access and try to find out what is this drive, what is this thing that's impacting me that I'm not aware of. It's coming from somewhere. So yeah, it's such a strong message, Eliza. you know so if it's not resonating, sit with it, because I feel like the message is very strong around that. So that is what they have for you. I know. But again, thank you so much for your donation. And Appreciate you. All right. So that is it for the donations. Thank you guys so much for your patience. So we will start on the free readings. And as I mentioned when I first started, um, I do go in order of the free readings, first come, first serve. And then if I do get donations, I do step out of line, complete those, and then step back in. I'll be on for about 2 hours. So another little over an hour. I'll still be on here. So we'll see how many of the free readings that we will be able to do here. And the first up is Vidi Jalan. And hello, and you want to know, what are you meant to do in this life? Let's take a look here and see what spirit and the creator would like you to know about what you are meant to do. Part of what you are able to do here, the 10 of Wands is about um, burden. It's about when people feel they have had so much and invested so much in things, they just feel this really heaviness that is on them because they're trying to do so much, trying to accomplish so much. And I feel like that part of what you're able to do and how you're able to help other people, like in service, is to help them realize of how much they're trying on the outside of them to define their worth and to understand who they are. And because the Nine of Pentacles is about being on this inner journey, uh, defining themselves, understanding their worth, not from outside and from anyone else, but getting it on the inside. Of course, always with spirit, which is in their hands. But there's this, it goes from feeling overburdened and that they have to do so much in the outside world, but you allow them and you turn them inward into this inner journey. And of course, however you do that is based on what makes your heart sing, right? Defining and determining, what is that? Is it being a counselor? Is it being a life coach? Is it being um, a painter that helps people heal through painting? There's a multitude of ways that we're able to do that. And the big thing is you determining how you want to do that, how you share that power that you have experienced, because this is your journey of trying to do so much in the outside world, but you've really been on this journey of finding your worth and your wholeness from within without the need of outside. And so it's how do you share that? How do you help people on their journey with that? And so that's what spirit wants you to know right now, BD. I like that. So that is what they have. Many blessings for you. All right. And Butterfly, you are up next, and you want to know, when will you make new friends? Let's take a look and see what Spirit has for you. You got this whole chat room full of friends, so it's right now. All right. Just get a little more clarification here. Well, so you do have two twos coming in here. You have the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. And it seems like you're on this journey right now of being alone, because you do have the Hermit card and the Nine of Cups, which the nine is the Hermit's journey, turning inward, allowing spirit to guide you. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card, but also when you have the Hermit really here, the nine represents this inner journey of finding your inner love, your wholeness, your emotional fulfillment from within. So I feel like this is what you've been on and going on, and you're like, when am I going to have like physical people come into my life? And I feel like you've been doing this and you're on this journey. They wanted you to know that they're aware of it, because now you're coming into this space of the twos, right? Which means another individual. Two of Swords is telling you that as you allow your heart a seat at the table, not just your mind, it allows you to be more open to how people come in. And because of this, you will let some expectations go of, you're telling the, spirit, I'm ready for new friends to come in, and the how and the when and the outcomes, I'm leaving it to you, but this is my desire. And I like that because it's really opening it wide open for individuals that you wouldn't think you would be friends with. Suddenly you're like, wow, you have this real I see like the future, this real eclectic group of friends that are so different than anything that you've had, but they're more truer to you than other friends have been in the past. And you have the two of wands here too, which is this wonderful transformation of your energy. Again, and when we're focusing in on what we feel is missing in our life, or we fear what will leave or come into our life, or what we have in our life that we don't want, when we focus our energy on that, the two of wands shows us that we can grow and expand that. But if we instead focus on what we're grateful for in our life, what we do want in our life, and all that higher vibrational love energy, unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, that grows and expands and this shrinks. So I like that you've been on this journey, you're finding this inner love, and you're ready to test it out. You're ready to fill up with that love and flow out and not have a lot of expectations around what type of friends and how the friendship is supposed to work and should work. With that two of swords, it's like you're being more open with how things are unfolding. So I like it for you, which means more sooner than later. But the faster you change your energy from looking at what's not in your life to what you're grateful for, this just speeds things up and brings this eclectic group of friends into your life more sooner than later. So I like it. So that's what they have for you, butterfly. So many blessings for you. All right. You are welcome. All right. So we'll continue moving down the free list here, and we are to Spiritual Diva, Ajali. And you like some spirit guidance. I'm being drawn to the Whispers of Lord Ganesha Oracle, which was also a birthday present to myself. No one can treat you better than you can treat yourself because you know what you want. So I always splurge on myself for my birthday. All right. Look at this beautiful harmony. Master number 22. What a beautiful, beautiful card. Let's see what message comes through here for you. Yeah, you deserve to feel good about your existence. And the card is symbolic of your personal beliefs and what will bring you happiness in your life. Ganesha is asking you to remember to radiate warmth and energy. Take some time to reflect on your personal values and attitudes. What do you believe will bring you the outcomes that you're longing for in order to have a complete and happy life? The color orange can refer to a period of socializing, activity, and new adventures. Orange is the color of the sacral chakra and is associated with the intimate organs and reproductive systems. It can symbolize happiness and love. We store our feelings, our emotions, pleasure, sensuality, intimacy, and connection in this domain. How deserving do you feel? When you feel that you deserve good, you treat yourself well and require that others treat you well also. When the sacral chakra is clear and the energy is in balance, you are friendly, compassionate, and empathic with a concern for others. You will experience a very strong sense of belonging. Feel good about your life. Enjoy time with friends and do what is necessary to bring yourself in alignment with what you want from the relationships in your life. Wow, powerful, beautiful message there. I'll show you this again. All these beautiful oranges that are around here. Beautiful, beautiful. And I love that message for you. So that is what they have for you, spiritual diva Anjali. Many blessings for you. All right, we'll continue moving down the list, and we are to future birthday Esmeralda. So happy early birthday to you. If you didn't catch my I have a pick a card for Welcome to Aquarius season that I posted, which has a special um, birthday reading, bonus birthday reading for all the Aquarius sun babies. So be sure to check that out for an additional message if you haven't already. And you want to know, what would Spirit want you to know? How is your birthday going to go? And any advice? Let's take a look here and see what they have for you. Happy, happy birthday. All right. We got the Sun card to start off, which is, of course, one of the most beneficial, overflowing, um, advantageous cards. So definitely, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful day. For your next rotation around the sun, here comes the sun. Beautiful, like I said, abundance, warmth, um, just a very, very bright, bright day for you there. Yeah, and you have the Four of Wands, which is also joy and celebration. So I really like this. If if maybe a surprise party, it's not going to be a surprise now, but I just feel like it's a very radiating type of day. So I definitely feel like if there's nothing planned, you plan something, go do something, celebrate, enjoy, have this beauty come in here. Because you have the Six of Pentacles, which is about equal giving and receiving. Allow people to give to you, allow this wonderful exchange. I feel like you have a big heart where you always want to give to everyone else, and no, 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 you don't have to give to me, or oh, you shouldn't have, but now it's like, thank you, allow yourself to receive on this day is really what I'm feeling here. You have the Four of Swords too, peace of mind. So I feel like not having any expectations is great, and just going with the flow, allowing this beautiful um day to unfold for you. If you're specifically asking about your birthday day, the ninth, just go with the flow, enjoy things for what it is, don't attach anything to the hows and the outcomes, just enjoy it, go with this flow, accept all this giving and celebration, and just focus on joy, joy, joy. That's the only thing. My only command is to have joy and enjoyment continuously for you. So that's what they have for you for your birthday, Esmeralda, and I like it. I mean, what a joyful time, just free of expectations. Allow that, Aquarian energy of Uranus, which is all about the unexpected and the go with the flow, type of energy. Really embrace that side of your birth chart. Just go with the flow and enjoy it. So I like it. So happy birthday to you, Esmeralda. That's what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. Absolutely. Thank you as well. All right. So the next free reading up is Manju. I need like a general reading. So let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. I do want that one and that one. What else? All right. So you had this great time coming in here, of the Ace of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindset, your attitudes, your expectations. And you've been on this wonderful journey of, connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm that are rooted in unconditional love, really cutting away these restricting thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that you have in your life regarding, and I feel like it's regarding love and marriage and relationship. And it's this freedom that's coming in because, we're all given so many rules around what love should be and who the person we fall in love with should be and how it all supposed to unfold and how it's supposed to turn out and who I'm supposed to be in this relationship and blah blah blah. All this pressure with movies and experiences we see in family and friends and everything else. But there's been this cutting away, this, because it's been disappointing when you had all this, everything is supposed to be this way, but life doesn't turn out that way. When reality battles against our expectations lose. But as Byron Katie says, only 100% of the time, because reality wins over all the supposed to that we're thinking, is supposed to be unfolding. So you've been cutting away these thoughts and these beliefs because you have the Four of Wands, which is the marriage and commitment card, and the Ten of Cups. So, really the spirit is just saying continue to cut away from the thoughts and beliefs because when there's so much restriction, with thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, it just traps everything to where this becomes almost impossible to happen and unfold in a joyful, celebratory type of way because we have so many rules that are we're being disappointed and let down over and over and over again. But it happens for us, all those, expectations equal disappointments. We have all these disappointments for us to eventually go, I'm tired, I'm sick and tired, I'm feeling sick and tired with all this disappointment, feeling like I'm disappointing others, that others are disappointing me. And there's that freedom that comes. And that's what that Ace of Swords is a new way of looking at love, a new way of looking at relationships that's freeing, that brings you then this partnership and this Ten of Cups overflowing, beautiful emotional bliss that happens. But this is the journey, and what they have you continue just to question those thoughts and those beliefs to free yourself from those cages. So I like it for you, Manju, and that's what they have for you. So many, many blessings to you. All right. And we are to Princess Pinky. And you want to know who is going to be your Valentine? Uh-oh. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know about your Valentine? Let's get some clarity on that real quick here. I was going to say it. I should have. It's you. You are your Valentine. You have the Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. You get to be your Valentine. You have the Four Wands, though. There's a celebration. There's a party. There's a get together. I almost feel like this is the year where you're like, you know what? You get together with people who are not in a relationship and you're like, we're going to have this, beautiful Valentine's day. I did that one year when I was I'm single now, but when I was single, back in the day, I invited all my single friends, and we just all had, it was like 10 of us that were all single, and we just had a wonderful dinner party that was fun, no expectations, full of friend love, which is, some of the best love. And so there's this wonderful, energy of you get to be your Valentine here. And you have the Two of Wands too, which is all about our power and our energy. We get to determine and decide what energy we want to invest in the moment. And we did. We made that Valentine's Day just one of the most memorable ones that they talked about for years and years and years afterwards. Of, it just made Valentine's Day not such a full of expectations. It's like, I don't have to be with someone. I don't have to be doing something. That Two of Wands is like we chose to focus on what we're grateful for, that we had our friendships and we thanked each other. Because, um, friends will be with us usually for, our true friends will be with us our entire lives. Boyfriends and girlfriends come and go, but they are the constant in our life. And so that when we chose to have the energy be invested in gratitude for who we had in our life, not focusing on what we felt was missing or who we had in our life that we didn't want. We focused on getting together and celebrating that. So I kind of feel like that is this type of energy that spirit is having for you. You get to be that mother nature, mother nurture yourself, and if that resonates, of getting together with your single friends, and just celebrating that your gratitude for each other. I like it. So that's what they have for you, Princess Pinky. So many blessings for you. All right. Continue moving down the free list. Let me just take a quick sip here. And Rishi, you are up next. Hello, hello. You want to know what intentions did Ashish have towards you? It's always interesting, when we asked the question about other people's intentions towards us, because there is both the human aspect of it, like what best intentions, did did the human have in the moment toward us. But then there's the higher self, the higher realms intentions of why we chose to have this interaction, because it's always a mirror. We choose to have these divine appointments of people that come into our life, whether it's family, friends, romance, workmates, schoolmates, pets, whatever it may be. There's these divine appointments. They're all our soulmates. They're all souls, and we have these, predetermined reasons why we wanted to have each other come across each other's path, and for how long, in our lives. So, both come in with the reading here. The intentions of Ashish towards you, they're human, wanted to be able to have this change in their life. They wanted to move from choppy waters to calmer waters. They wanted to have like a sense of security. That's what was happening within them. They wanted their little inner child self wanted to feel secure and safe. And so whatever actions came out of that were more like, I usually say, cat-ish. There was this cat personality that they wanted to feel safe and secure, and they were doing things to want to feel that way, you know. Um, so I feel like that is like this the intentions of the human that were there, the human character that you got to interact with. Now, the higher place, the reason why the intentions of this connection between you two was for you to question your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets about yourself. The mirror that we look into, whatever we saw coming back, was us reflecting back to ourselves in order for us to, look at all this beautiful knowledge, this higher awareness, because the Ace of Swords allows us to connect to the capital T truths of the high realm, that which is rooted in unconditional love. And it allows us to cut away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve, those that were making us feel small, limited, restricted, blocked, unworthy, all those delicious emotions related to small t truths of fear. They're being revealed, and there's this beautiful, with this butterfly transformation that happens with this awareness. And so you're given this power, this opportunity to recognize that, as well as the Prince of Wands, which is the Page of Wands in the standard tarot. And it's about new drive, new ambition, new passion, new awareness, stepping into your power of, not only do you get to choose what story you apply to any situation, but you get to choose what energy you invest in the situation. So you have two royals that are about you experiencing this with, for you. And so these entities, these individuals come into your life to show you this, to rattle it, to make you have to see it through your human eyes. So when these actions and these things come forward, it's time for us to step into our power. And so that was the higher intentions of this meeting between you two, even though they're human side, the in the when we get caught up in the story of the characters interacting with one another, we're like, oh, okay, so that was their little child self trying to feel safe and secure. That's why they said the things, they do the things they do. It's a reaction. Oh, okay. But then we go, okay, but why did I, and we can get into that when we're in that fear, we're like, why did that happen to me? Why did Ashish do this to me? When we step up above and we see the higher planning the the fates and higher realms, okay, why did I want this interaction to happen for me? That's where the power comes in. So that's what they have for you, Rishi. So I like it. Thanks for asking that question. Many blessings to you. I feel like that was for more than just uh, you and me. All right. So, Angie, you are the next free reading coming up, and you'd like a general reading. And I'm actually being drawn to the Aboriginal Spirit Oracle for you. So, let's take a look here and see what they have for you. What do you have for Angie, please? And you've got the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. Just trying to get it to focus a little better in there for you. And let's see what message comes in here for you. So, truth is not just simply one's own understanding of how things are, for truth is deeper than that. It is an unspoken knowing that comes from deep within. It is the soul acknowledging the truth in its purest form. And truth can often be clouded by others' interpretation of life. Yet your soul has a remarkable way of distinguishing what is real and what is not. If you don't trust your intuition, your gut will show you the truth. Spend time listening and taking note of your body, as all the answers that you're looking for are there within you. Just look inside and listen. Ooh. And the interpretation of the card for you is, what is truth anyway? It is what feels right for you. Everyone's truth is different. So don't get too tied up in who said what to whom and when. It's like when a number of people all witness the exact same thing, yet when they're asked what happened, accounts of the event will change from one person to the next, depending on how they viewed the situation. Don't doubt yourself because others see things differently, but don't judge them either. Let someone else have their truth and understand that while it may be different, your truth is not wrong either, as you are just both coming from different perspectives. I like that. This is a time to trust your own truth and delve into your own inner self for the answers without the pressure from others to see it their way. I like it. It reminds me of the Five of Swords energy because it is about conflict of thoughts and beliefs. And a lot of times we get into this conflict with others because we're taught all these opinions that are our small t truths that we've grown up with. And uh, we go into this protection mode, this defensive mode, to prove that my small t truths of opinion are more truer than your small t truths of opinion. That's where conflict comes when people are trying to prove out of desperation and fear that my truth is true, yours isn't. Because if mine's wrong, it's shaking and rattling my entire world. But as we connect more to the capital T truths of the higher realm, we see these truths that are rooted in unconditional love that don't need defending because they just are. It's we only feel we need to defend our small t truths because we fear that they may not be true. So this beautiful awareness coming for you, Angie, around your getting in tune with your capital T truths that are within your soul connected to upward. And it's transformative. And I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Angie. Many, many blessings to you. All right. We'll continue moving down the list. Nisha, any donation amount? I don't look at the amounts because everyone, you know, is able to offer different things at different times. $1 million to someone is a penny to others, and a penny to one is $1 million. Depending on how much we have in our life. So, whatever you want to donate is totally up to you. All right. So, Aditi, you are up next for the next free reading. You want to know how, or may you know your soul purpose? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. What advice do they have you regarding your soul purpose? Yeah. I laugh because you have the strength card. So it's your soul and you're human, and it's your basically your higher self saying, just get to spend time with me. It's the whole adventure, the whole journey is getting to know how we want to express our soul into the world. The journey that we have is discovering how we uniquely want to share our unconditional love in our heart with the world. And there's this beautiful message that comes in with the combination of the strength card and the four of swords, because the four of swords, they normally have someone sleeping on the ace of swords, and the three swords are the three areas of our life that when our human self, which is represented by the lion, when it comes down here, it's taught to look outside of itself for its fullness and its wholeness through the three I don't know, are these possums or bears, or what are those? Oh, they are bears, the 3 bears. So, the 3 areas, relationships, situations, and things. When it eats of those things, it feels more hungry, it feels more thirsty, doesn't feel fulfilled. But once we, are disappointed enough in the outside world, we're roaring, we're a hangry, roaring lion because we're so desperate to feel full. That's when our connection to our higher self kicks in, and we realize what our whole journey here was to experience the opposites of who we were, so that we can understand more fully who we are. So it's like we breathe air all the time, but we don't realize we're breathing air until we're 6 feet underwater, looking up at air, going, ah, that is air. This is non air. And so this contrast that we experience is a part of our soul purpose of while we're here. It's like we're a perfect mountain, and the human comes down to wander around the mountain to get perspectives on who we are. But we like to multitask. And while we're down here, we want to help others with their path too. And how we do that is by becoming these beacons of unconditional love, expressing the unconditional love in your heart in your own special, unique way. And part of our journey, part of our adventure is discovering how we want to do that. When we start to stress out about, I need to live our soul purpose, I need to do that, we are going into our fear. We're looking for validation in the outside world. When we return back to our heart and connect to our higher self, then we start exploring, how do I want to express this? Is it through painting? Is it through speaking? Is it through writing? Is it through managing? Is it, there's no wrong way. We just get to discover how we want to do it in a way that makes our heart sing. So, I know we would love, and I mentioned this a couple times in readings today, that we wish sometimes that a scroll falls from the heavens. We just opened up and tells us exactly what our soul purpose is and how we are to do it, and then we will go about doing it. But I almost feel like we did that in one iteration of our human existence, where like it was fun, but it was not as adventurous as being like on a scavenger hunt, a treasure hunt, trying to find the treasure. It's more exciting and trying to discover your soul purpose and how you uniquely want to share that. So I know that's what they have for you, though, Aditi. So many blessings to you. Enjoy the adventure. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. And Daisy, you are up next. So, will you make A's on all of your other assignments, your papers, your group projects, and exams within the semester? So, you have an exam on Monday, and your anxiety can get to you sometimes. Yes, we know, Daisy, right? Spirit was always telling you, breathe, breathe before you go into your exams. You do your studying. When you feel anxious, do your breathing exercises to help that come in here. So, yeah. Yeah. Because you have the devil card that comes in here, which is all about where is the fear? What of the fear of not getting A's? What is that? Where's that rooted in? The devil card shakes and rattles you to make you face that. I remember the first time I ever got I got a C was when we moved from one state to another, and I was in enriched math in one, and they threw me into enriched math in the other school I transferred to out of state. But states in the United States, the education is can be at totally different levels wherever you're at. Enriched math in one isn't enriched math in another. It's even more higher. And I happened to because they were moving, I missed out on algebra, which they had already taught. And so they threw me into the class totally unaware, and I got a C. And I told them, I don't know all this stuff. And they said, just keep trying. And then I got a D. And oh my God, I thought I was going to die because it's the first time I had ever gotten those scores, right? But it made me face it. It made me face, what am I fearing? The fear of failure, um, I wasn't taken out back and executed. I just moved into a regular class and failure, but it was what it was. I survived, and it allowed me to face the fear of what does that mean? What was I struggling so much for to hit such a high level? What did it mean if I didn't? And I got to challenge it. And that's what's going on with your shadow here. Why you got a B? You got a high B, Daisy. Oh my gosh, what does it mean? Nothing. We still love you. You know, didn't impact us whatsoever. We're like, thank God you're human. Well, now we know you're not an alien. So Spirit wants you to know with all of your future assignments, you know, the Princess of Cups, the Page of Cups. Connect with the higher love. Know that you are unconditionally loved and accepted by the creator of all things, the mother and father of all things. There's nothing that you can do to lose their love. Even getting a B, even a C, even a D, even an F, Daisy, you are still unconditionally loved. And they want you to know that because these fears, this is happening and things unfold for you to free you and make you realize this. And you have the Sun card, bright and victory, no, regardless of what your grades are. And they're purposely not telling you because they want you to know that regardless of whatever outcome, whatever exam, you are you are victorious. You have a bright, sunshiny future, and it doesn't matter. A human exam, um, you know, they really want you to look at that and understand what is the fear at the root of it. What do you fear failing? What does it mean that a human grades an exam and says, nope, you didn't do what I wanted you to do or what's expected? So what? If you get a failing grade, you just get to retake the class, and you have an advantage over the next class because you have a basic understanding of it. You just get to fine tune it. So I really love that this is happening for you because it's going to change your entire life when you lighten up on yourself. You free yourself from this high bar that's even off the charts. So, and I know there's like, well, if you get a good grade, then you can get a better, job and blah, 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 blah. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. So that's what they have for you, Daisy. And they're not going to tell you. You just get to learn to go with the flow and that know that you are unconditionally loved and accepted, regardless of any grade you get by the master, the creator of all things. So that's what they have for you, Daisy. So many blessings to you. All right. And Mary PM, you are the next free reading coming up. You would love to know any potential love interest in the near future. Let's take a look here. Let's see what is coming your way. So you have the 5 of Wands and you have the 10 of Wands. So this is fiery energy that is coming your way. And, Wands is drive, passion, desire, energy, your overall energy. And the 5 of Wands starts off with conflicting energy. Um, and the 10 of Wands is about it's burden. It's like so much energy that has been that is invested toward like love interest, right? And I feel like there's some I don't want to, they're using the word false starts, which basically is like they're showing me sparklers, like you have one in each hand, and it's like, how sparklers and like here in the United States, we have 4th of July, and they are all brilliant and sparkly and stuff, and and then they're gone. It's like fast and and it's like, okay. And I feel like you're learning through these, potential love interests that are like, huh, they're not all they're cracked out to be. And they were fun for a moment and then and another so like I feel like there's two that kind of just and then they're just out. But it's happening on purpose for purpose. I mean, you have both 17 the star and 18 the moon. So you have both things that shine bright in the darkness. So I feel like both of these individuals, like this was like this seemed like a wish fulfillment, but it they over advertised themselves. It's like false advertising with one of them. So one that felt like wish fulfillment, and it was a brightness and a dark time. It's like, oh, it was fun, to see the brightness. And the other is the moon, which I feel is more like this is like Aquarian energy, and this is, of course, is water, type of energy. Um, so one that feels so much different than the other. Um, but the moon is more like this emotionalness. It's the hidden, um, and with the moon, you really trust your gut on that one. I feel like that's the 5 of Wands one is like you pick up on it pretty quick because I feel like it fizzles out really fast because you trust your intuition. You just feel like a lot of hidden stuff, like they're not upfront. They are kind of hiding things, and you really pick it up, and you're like, "That's okay." It gets old very fast. Whereas the 10 of Wands individual that comes in is, oh, like exaggerating, overly sharing, and has this kind of high, like the star. They feel like they are so much more than they are to you anyway. And so you're like, oh, that's okay. This one takes a little longer though, because I feel like this one comes in and fizzles out. And this one comes in and you're like, hey, they're at least they're honest and open and just bleh, they're almost like too honest. Um, but I like it for you. It's like an adventure and you're learning through it all too. uh, through it. So that's what they want you to know right now are these two quirky individuals that but they do bring you this brightness in dark times, which you're like, you know that they're not forever. They're sparklers. You don't expect a sparkler to last a long time. You know when you light it, this is going to be gone. And I feel like you know it going in. So very, very interesting there, Mary. So many blessings to you. Enjoy those adventures. All right. And Kate G, you are up next. So thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy the videos and that it brings some calm. Need like a general reading. And I do feel here that the angels and ancestors oracle is what they want for you. So let's take a look here and see what they have. All right. So they want this top one right here. Oh, wow. So you've got the Sky Father coming in here. Beautiful card. There it goes. And it says, trust in the unknown. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see what they have here. It says, trust that your path is unfolding exactly as it needs to. You have a personal relationship with the Great Father. Know that He is lovingly leading you forward. The Sky Father features in many religions and mythologies as the Father God. He's the counterpart to the Earth Mother in many traditions. So this card represents the universal powers that are masculine in essence, the energies that people have called out to and looked up to in times of need and gratitude. Skyfather personifies your relationship with the masculine energies of the divine and possibly a very powerful male or father figure, too. The extended message for the card is that you are a co creator of your life, and every thought, feeling, intention, and emotion you have is creating the road ahead. With that being said, you don't need to know every single detail of, of what is going to unfold before you. When this card appears, you're being guided to step back and get out of your own way because there is a greater power that is not only around you, but within you. And Skyfather is creating the best experience imaginable for you. Wow. Accepting this will allow miraculous energy to come into your life. So see things from a higher perspective, like the eagle that's on the card. This card can also appear when there are opportunities to improve the father connection in your life. And if your father figure is on the other side, know that his spirit is drawing close to you. If he's on the earth, then there's an opportunity to possibly heal something, whether past or present. So I like that beautiful divine masculine energy that is in your life. You're in great hands, and I like that. Get out of your way because they have wonderful, wonderful things in store for you. So I like that, Kate. So many, many blessings to you. I love that message for you. All right. So, Candy World, you are up next. Is there anyone who is interested in you? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you there. Well, it appears right now, Candy, that there's this movement of emotion that you're kind of in this cocoon here with the hanged one here, which is about pausing as far as like relationship and interest. That's happening on purpose. They have you in this cocoon where you're feeling the feels, you're looking into old emotions of disappointment and those that are rooted in, the lower vibrational energies of fear, sadness, heartbreak, betrayal, those delicious emotions we come here to actually experience. And the 5 of Cups tells you, yes, have permission, flow through the emotions, allow yourself to feel them, because that's what we do come down here to experience. So they're not wrong, they're just different. And as you process these during this cocoon time, it does allow you to realize this beautiful power of emotional choice, which is what these 2 of Cups are representing. That every moment we get to choose what emotion we want to feel about any situation, even though it doesn't feel like a choice, we really are choosing it. And we can choose these emotions that are rooted in the fears of losing conditional love, or we can choose those that are rooted in the higher realm, which are of unconditional love. And the power of emotional choice is important for you in the next stage that you're headed into, because you're realizing less and less that it doesn't matter what people do or say or how they act. I get to decide what emotion I want to feel about it. Even though we have all these popular opinions, we were told that when they do this, this is how I have to feel. It's like, no, I don't. And you're stepping into this emotional power as you're spending time in this cocoon, which does allow you to really step into your own power here with the magician. Again, this ace of um, it's not, I mean, it's not the Ace of Wands, but it's your magic wand that the magician holds, allows them to choose in each moment where they want to invest their energy. Do I want to focus on what I feel is missing in my life, what I fear will enter or leave my life, or uh, what is in my life that I don't want? Am I focusing my energy on that? Then that is what grows and expands. But if I focus on what I'm grateful for, what I do want in my life, focusing on the unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, then that grows and expands. Again, neither is right, neither is wrong. They just feel differently and they impact us differently. Fear, emotions, we contract, we feel small, we feel diminished, our light feels dim. We get to feel all those delicious emotions related to fear. Or the unconditional love expands, growth, bright sunshininess, bliss, all that, all those emotions related to unconditional love. So you're really stepping into realizing there's neither right nor wrong, but they feel differently, and that you have a choice on what you feel, because every moment is a choice between one and the other. But knowing that there's a dual choice, you don't have to be trapped in only feeling those spilt cups. We come down here and we want to experience it. I think I talked about it earlier today. Maybe it was earlier this morning, because I was talking to my host yesterday. And we were talking about how, the ebb and flow of this life is like if you jump into a pool that has cooler water, after a while you start to get a little chilly. It felt good when you first jumped into it, but now you want to jump in the hot tub, and then you go into the hot tub and it feels good, it's all warm, but after a while you feel like you're a frog boiling in a pot. You're like, oh my god, I've had enough of this, I want to jump into the cool pool, and it feels great. Then you start to get chilled. You're like, I want to get back in the hot tub. So there's this back and forth of the contrast that we feel. Neither's right, neither's wrong. They just feel differently. And we like to move back and forth between them. But realizing that you just don't have to stay in the hot tub boiling, that there's another option, frees you from this feeling as well. So it is part of the process, part of the holding pattern. So the more we work on that inner power, the faster things move up, and then the next relationship and interest then is activated. But I feel like right now there's this cocoon around you to have you work on that right now. So that's what they have for you, Candy. I know, but that's what they have for you. So many blessings for you. All right. So the next free reading coming up is Doll Faced Diva. And let me find you here. You want like a general for next week, please? Absolutely. Let me just take another quick sip here. All right. So, what would they like you to know for next week? Wow. You definitely are have some interactions with people, I feel. So you have the Queen of Swords, and then you have the King of Cups, and then you have the Queen of Cups. So all of these are, usually I would be saying that these are things that you're experiencing about yourself, but it's coming through very strong that these are three different people you interact with next week. So you have the Queen of Swords, which is someone who appears to be like intelligent and really in their minds, but they have an emotional side that balances them out. So you see them as, there's this they're smart, they're intelligent, they can go off in their head, but they also balanced with their emotions. Then you have the King of Cups who rolls over emotion, but all the kings are giving air. So they feel like they're an emotional, sensitive individual on the outside, but their mind balances them. So these people kind of almost have a lot in common because it's a mental balanced by emotion and an emotion balanced by mental. Then you have the Queen of Cups, which is emotion, someone who's very in tune with their emotions, psychic, really like high priestess ish. So you've got these three individuals. I don't know, sure if you have a gathering or get together, but you do come across these three individuals next week, and they bring you significant messages, each individual one, because of their characteristics they have. So keep an eye out for them. I really feel like it's two feminine and one masculine energies. They could be male or female or however they identify, but it's very a feminine, nurturing energy, masculine energy, and then very nurturing energy as well. So these three individuals, this is what's coming in for you, and again, they bring you see what they have to teach you about their life. They have things to share, so even if you ask them, "Tell me, what's one of your big ahas you've had in your life?" So if you have a party of some kind, that could be it. But otherwise, I feel like you will meet these three individuals next week, and I like that for you. So enjoy that, Diva. Many blessings. All right. So next up, we have Shruti Kumari. You'd like a love and career reading. Let's take a look here. What would Spirit like you to know? Let me just shuffle these once here. All right. So for love and career. What else, please? Yeah, I feel like you got something like this before for some reason, but we've got the Nine of Wands, which is about these blocks that you've had in the past. And I like the Four of Swords coming in here because the Four of Swords is like there's this peace of mind that has been coming into your life as you've been cutting away these thoughts and these beliefs and these expectations about love and career. I kind of feel like in the past you felt like there's this block, like I just can't go anywhere with love and career. I just feel like there's this block. And it's because of both of these together here. There was a lot of expectations around the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be that had these fears about what does it mean if this doesn't unfold, or what if I don't get that? What if, there's like these, it's been this barrier that's been there, which is what the Nine of Swords was. But you really have been cutting away and really examining these fears that you've been having and stepping more into your power, because that's what was back here blocking you. But now there's this gap and you're about ready to step through in both career and in love, where these opportunities are coming forward because you've removed this block, and now you're standing at the threshold about to step through there. So I feel like in both this love and in your and in the career, there's this opening that's happening, and you're just like I said. I keep on hearing you're on the threshold, about to step in and to move forward. They also want me to pull you a card here from the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. So let's take a look here. And what else do you have for Shriti, please? Nope. None of those, they said. The anticipation, the anticipation. Yeah. So you have openness. Here we go. So just as I was saying, there's this openness and you're on the threshold about to step through. What a beautiful card. I love it. And it's 18, so 9, like the 9 of wands. The 1 plus 8 is a 9 as well. And it says, observe, evaluate, and make inquiries before forming a conclusion. When the moon is waning in the crescent phase, it is a good time to begin to review endeavors and correct any perceived mistakes. It's time to throw out what you no longer need and clear away excess and old energy, including any clutter you may have accumulated. In addition to discarding excessive material things in your life, eliminate any unhealthy behaviors and relationships. You may find that you're trying to decide between two options. This card is not about making a decision, but more about taking the time to really listen to your heart and your inner voice. Ganesha advises you to gain more information before you act. This knowledge can be in many forms, including your innate knowledge, self knowledge, secret knowledge, or even more esoteric wisdom. You may find that what you are attaining might be both mysterious and magical. You are in a conscious process of creative release. Give thanks and gratitude for the things that you have accomplished. Don't feel rushed or pressured to begin a new undertaking. Review your goals and regroup accordingly. Once you have all of the necessary information, you will begin to feel motivated to set some new goals and start new projects. So I like that. You're at the threshold standing there, but they're saying gather information before you make a leap through that threshold. What is it that you really want? Let your heart decide around love and career, because again, you're cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And so now you're like, well, what do I want around love? What do I want around career? What's going to make my heart sing? Now, everyone has told me I'm supposed to want, but what do I want? And this is the threshold that you're about to step through. And I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Shruti. Many, many blessings for you. All right. So we're moving on down the list here. We've got Mars. You'd like a general love reading. So let's take a look here and see what we have going on here. You do have the Five of Cups coming in here, which is this transformation around emotion, right? So I feel like you've been going in and out, between the two cups here, feeling the feels, feeling these old emotions of disappointment and, um, you know, not so much betrayal, but betrayal and sadness, loss. But also you've been looking into the unconditional and connecting to the rainbow, so you've been really, really learning to step in between your emotional choice. And I feel like you've been putting this more and more into practice. And I feel like you've been connecting with your higher self in significant ways, and that's when you, excuse me, connect to this higher love, this emotions that are more rooted in unconditional love rather than those of the fear. You know, the lion used to choose this, but they're like stepping up and going in this higher direction. Because here's the star card too, which represents your higher self and wish fulfillment. I feel like you are uh, in this wonderful transformative, the rainbow standing out to me like you're looking at this beautiful rainbow in the sky after so many storms, and you're going, it's beautiful and I'm glad I went through what I did, but I'm ready for to moving into something that feels more full and whole. And especially with connecting to your higher self with that strength card and the star card too, really stepping into this awareness of what you truly want in your heart. I feel like it's just there's this they're showing me a pot of like a boiling pot of gold, which is how we purify gold. It's they pour the gold bars or whatever in and it gets hot, and then they fire it up to even a higher heat, and then the impurities, it's called dross, it bubbles to the top and they scoop it off, and then they turn up the heat more of it comes and they scoop it off, and they turn up the heat even more of it comes. And I feel like that's what you're going through, this understanding more and more of what you truly want when you're experiencing stuff that you don't want. You're like, well, that's not really what I wanted, and you are working that out. And I feel like that's what's going on right now. Um, you know, little experiences here and there. I almost feel like it's like some new experiences, and you're like, eh, and some old, people that contact you, and you're like, eh. I just feel like you're just not impressed with it, and you're just spending more and more time connecting to this higher love and really determining what is your true emotional wish come true for love, and you're really figuring it out more and more and more. But I feel like there is this old like exes making themselves known, new ones, and you're just like, again, it feels like it's not impressed. So you're really understanding more and more and more what you truly want, uh, more than what you feel like you're supposed to want. So I like it. But that's what they have for you right now, Mars. I know, I know. It's the journey. Yay. So that's what they have uh, for this moment. All right, Lindsay, you want to know what's going to happen between Ken and you? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has. Okay. Well, you definitely have this emotional connection that's going on here in the Six of Swords, especially a six and a six. There is this movement, this change of expectations between the two of you that is moving from a place that feels like rough waters to something that is more smoother waters. And so I feel like there's this um, change of what you expect from one another, and it's really opening up more and more. And I do like that for you here. Um, I kind of feel like you're realizing that you guys are very different because you have like the Queen of Wands, which is fire and water, and you have the Knight of Swords, which is air. Like probably, I mean, you can interchange these, but um, it's like someone who's an air sign. They very much are in their minds and intelligent and masters of communication, and so it could be a very Gemini, Aquarius, Libra type of energy with them. And then the other Queen of Wands, it's like fire, but also, um, with especially with the black cat, there's this connection to the intuition and the emotions, and it's very different um, energies, but it's like this opposite attracts type of energy. When you realize that you're different and you're from different planets, it's like that. What was that? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. you know, but it's like we're from different planets. We have different ways of looking at things, different approaching things. You're like changing things, going, I'm not going to expect you to act like a fish when you're a bird, and they're not going to expect you to act like a bird because you're a fish. And it's like, I, where do they meet? Well, you're a flying fish and they're a bird that dives underwater, but the bird can't live under the water and the fish can't live above, but you do have, um, these connections. And I feel like this is like the working out of this between each other. Um, you're just really starting to give each other space to be yourselves rather than expecting you to be someone who each other aren't. So that's what they have for you, Lindsay. Right. Now we're approaching the end of my 2 hours. Rhonda, hey, Rhonda, you actually will be my last free reading in this session. And we'll let everyone know. First of all, thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. It does help spread the love tsunami to the world because the YouTube algorithm loves it and wants to share my videos with other people as well. So thank all of you for giving me a thumbs up on the video, whether you're watching it on replay or live, it does help out. So thank you for that. For those of you who I wasn't able to get down to for your free reading, please know that I wish I could stay on here forever and ever and ever and get to all of you, but I have to balance. I'm going to give you some other options here. I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain and then tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain. So I shall return. But if you're needing a reading right now, a couple of things. One, if you make a donation while I'm doing Rhonda's final free reading here for the tonight, I still will complete any donation readings in this session because I do honor that energy exchange. So I'll make sure I complete that. If you're not able to make a donation, I totally understand that. We're not always able to do that. But I offer a ton of free content. So if you need a reading tonight and you want answers, if you click on my bruddaZEN Mystic Tarot, it'll take you to my main page where my playlists are at. And I have like pick a card readings, which have love readings and finance readings and a variety of different types of pick a cards. Also, weekly energy updates by each zodiac sign, monthly readings for each zodiac sign, and other types of videos. And if you follow your heart, Spirit will guide you to the video or videos that have answers for you. I also offer personal readings at a reasonable price, I feel. And if you want to book a reading, if you take a look in the description box of the video down below, it mentions the pricing and how you can book a reading there. So that's an option. And then also, every 2 weeks, I do have a drawing for a giveaway for at least a 30-minute personal recorded reading. Here's the video for that. And then I also, if I get like 30 comments, I'll add a 45-minute personal recorded reading. If I get 45 or more comments, I add in even an additional 1-hour personal recorded reading. So if you want to interested in signing up for that drawing, just check out that video. And so I'm usually here Wednesday through Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Mountain, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. So a ton of different ways to obtain a paid reading or a free reading. So those are your options. So again, if you make a donation while I'm completing Rhonda's free reading, then I will complete that in the session. And if I don't have any, then we'll end the session for tonight after Rhonda. So Rhonda, you would like some guidance for this week. Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. And they also want to give you a Whispers of Lord Ganesha card. So let's take a look here, see what they have here. What would you like Rhonda to know for this week, please? There it is. So your card is Courage. Look at that beautiful card. Card number 50. And let's see what they have. It says, "The warmth of your open heart can give comfort to all who cross your path." The root word for courage is coeur, which is French word for heart. Courage comes from the heart. It's an inner strength guided by love, which seeks truth and justice. When you have the courage to be true to yourself, you start to feel empowered to act and live in ways true to your own soul without any illusion. Ganesha is urging you to let down your guard and stop wearing a mask. Begin to have more respect for yourself as well as for others. Beware of making harsh judgments about yourself or others. When you come from the heart, you will find that you relate better to others. Your innate gifts will be able to shine through. You are capable of leadership, achievement, and inspiring others to succeed through their own success. When this card comes to you, it's a sign that your ability to cooperate and thrive in peer ventures with like minded individuals is heightened. Be willing to do what is needed for things to run smoothly for you. Ganesha promises great success if you're willing to let down your walls. He's pictured here on the powerful lion inherited from his mother Parvati. The lion represents the fierce nature of Ganesha. He calls on you now to trust the fearless part of your being, your own inner lion, and invites you to work with him to learn how to be valiant and harness your heart's great courage. How perfect for you. I love it. And your energies that are coming in here are, the 9 of wands, stepping into your power. I mean, you have the 2 of wands too. Victory, VV victory. But this is you stepping through the barriers, the blocks that you've had with your power. You have your ace of wands, you're really grabbing a hold of your power. And I love that courage coming in, because the 2 of wands shows that whatever you're focusing your energy on is what's growing and expanding. And as you go into this week, you know, realize that whatever you um, are focusing on in each moment is what is going to grow and expand. And there's neither wrong, neither right. So, when you're not feeling courageous and you go into fear, it's okay. When you realize it and you don't want to expand that, like what you feel is missing or what you fear is coming in and out of your life, or what's in your life you don't want, when you realize you're focusing on it, just look over here at what you're grateful for, on what you do want to have in your life, and on that unconditional love and joy and peace. And then that expands. And so, in the moment, be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up going, oh, I shouldn't be feeling fear. We come down here to experience it. Just gently nudge yourself to look over here, because that's what happened when Spirit was first telling me about the power of our energy. There, I'm like, why is that growing? They go, because you're looking at it. And I'm like, but what do I do? How do I stop it growing there? I go, look over here. And I'm like, oh wow. So that grows, but look, well, why is that growing again? Well, because you're looking over there. Look over here. I'm like, oh, okay. So whatever we focus on grows, but then why is that growing? They're like, look over here. They're just very gentle. They just kept on going, not slapping me, which was nice, but they're just like gentle, reminding me about the whatever I focus on grows. And you have the devil card here, which is the energy. It's you're being shown those thoughts and those beliefs and those fears that have been keeping you restricted and small, and they're expanding that. They're allowing you to see it so you can be released from it. So I like this for you, that courageousness, the lion, the inner lion is being let out. And I love that for you for this week, Rhonda. So that's what they have. Many, many blessings to you. I'm excited for you. All right. So that is the end of the free readings. I don't see any other donations. Let me just check my phone just in case any I know sometimes the Cash App takes time for it to come through. Let me just double check that. Updating, updating, updating. Okay, good. All right, so that is it for this evening. Again, thank you guys so much for all your love and all your thirst to hear from Spirit and your pursuit of Spirit. Just it's refreshing, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Sorry. There's a. I did get a. Hey, Cindy Kurgan. Thank you for your donation. So we will not leave right now. Thank you for your donation. And let me see here if you asked your question up above. If not, go ahead and pop it in there and we will pull cards for that. I don't see it here. So if you want to put your question there, Cindy, we will get you squared away. Just shuffle these up here and take a quick drink. We will see what Spirit has for you. Okay. Will your Scorpio dump you? Oh, Scorpio. They most likely will sting you. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you here. What does Spirit want you to know around that? Let's get some clarity here. Wow. You've got 4 major arcana coming in here. So this is a huge thing going on here for you. Let me just see here. I went silent on you. Well, they do go into their transformational periods, right? Let's take a look here. What is going on here with the silence? Well, you do have the Temperance card is the first card that popped out here. The Temperance card is all about the patience and the balancing. It's like things are paused in our life for us, by Spirit, which is a time for us to turn inward and to understand things about ourselves. And they happen here, for us, even though we're like, why would I want this to pause? Why would I want them to go silent and have this thing, but it is shown here again, more balancing here with the Justice card and the Hierophant. So the Justice card is about us, with this Ace of Swords here, really diving deep into our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets. What am I wanting in a relationship? What am I fearing in relationship? Because, starting off, it's like the scales are out of balance because it's one sided in our fears, our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets around what we've been told all our lives and what a relationship is supposed to be, who I'm supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, all these rules, right? That it's the fears of losing this conditional love of this human, and it's like off center. But the more we, have this pause, um, this is about discovering the capital T truths that are rooted in the unconditional love of above, and it allows us to cut away these fears to help balance out the scales. Well, both of these coming out together, the 5, the Hierophant, you see how he's pointing here. He's actually pointing you into this labyrinth, which this labyrinth takes us on this journey of diving deep into finding out what our capital T truth is, who we're wanting to be, what we're wanting out of love and life. And there is this change that's happening here. Um, this pause to have you look inward for this. And you have the Wheel of Fortune too, which tells you that with changes that are coming, they're happening on purpose for you, that even your human self feels it's fortunate for you. Because anything that happens in our life is always happening for us. But sometimes our human goes, what? How is this for me? Why is this happening? But this is even that whatever unfolds here, what is turning and churning, even your human is going to be grateful and thankful and go, this is fortunate. So, the pause that's happening is happening for you for this inner journey here. Um, and um, you know, I see here because you also have the Prince of Swords, which, again, this is the Page of Swords that has this Ace of Swords that's from the Justice card. So more reiteration that it's all about this diving deep into understanding what your expectations are, what you want out of love in here, because you also have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups, this is you trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. Um, she's very in tune, like the High Priestess does, where you have a strong sense of, and connection to spirit. And the Knight of Cups is this pursuit of this higher love, this movement of emotion. Um, and so I really feel like you have this feeling, what you want and what's coming, but it's this deep diving into your emotions that's happening right now with a Scorpio, which Scorpio energy, they're the masters of transformation. And I kind of feel like their energy and this purpose of them being in your life is to help you with this transformation, to help you see who it is you really want to be and what love you really feel you're worth rather than what you have been taught to settle for, if that makes sense. Because you have the Six of Wands. Um, the Six of Wands is like this being seen, this recognition, this equal giving and receiving of energy and passion, which I feel is the love that you're looking for that you're not currently getting. Let me take a look here, and I'll ask that specific question: is he going to reach out to you? Because I almost feel like this journey, it's not that they're going to dump you. I almost feel like you're going to dump them because you're reflecting on yourself going, what is it that I want? And they're not giving me what I want. And so you are, wanting to, um, move forward. Let's see here. Is this communication? No, the Nine of Wands is like this barrier, this block. I don't feel like they're going to um, reach out to you because the Four of Swords is like this. It is communication, but I feel like it's resting, it's asleep. The communication is paused, and I feel like the Nine of Wands is like this barrier. I don't feel like they're going to reach out to you soon, and I don't feel like they're making a decision. I just feel like it's like this block. Let me get some clarity here because I'm curious too. Yeah. Here's the Magician card. I really feel like this is you stepping into your power here. You're not waiting around. I feel like you're just like, you're going to make the decision. You're the one I feel like is just going to say, you know what? I don't need this. I deserve more than this. And I'm putting an end to it. And I'm moving forward. I'm not going to be, at someone's whim and be waiting, someone, being a lady in waiting. You're like, you know what? I keep on hearing that I deserve more than this, and I feel like this reflection, this inner reflection into your heart, you're really seeing that. You know, it's like, no, I definitely deserve more than this, and so it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm back. Well, good for you. Bye. I just feel like you are stepping into your power, going, I just tired of this caca poo poo doo doo, you know. So I like this for you, Cindy, though I feel like it's happening on purpose, for a purpose, as always, because you're stepping into this power and going, you know what? I get to decide what a relationship is and what I want in it. And if I don't get it, I don't have to stay in it. I don't have to have these fears like you had before, because you're cutting them away. You're cutting away these small t truths, you know, and you're just like, I'm done. I'm going to not invest energy into that. And I just feel like this tower energy of people don't leave us. People are moved out of our life on purpose, for a purpose, to make space for something that's more in alignment with what we deserve and what is next for our life, and to clear the path for us to move toward more what's in alignment with our high heart, with our true heart. So I like it for you, Cindy. Be free. Will your Scorpio dump you? No, because you are dumping them. You are have had enough. Your patience bank is overdrawn. Done. But I do like the power that's coming in here for you, because it is freeing. Absolutely. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate it. Hang in there. Much love to you, and a high five. Uh, forward, forward. Here you go. Like it. All right. Many blessings to you, Cindy. And thank you guys, also everyone else. I'm going to go ahead and close the session for this evening. And please know, as you go into each and every moment of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, I will be back tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So until I see you, have a great rest of your day or a great rest of your night, wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you soon. Until then, much love to you. You guys take care. Good night.